Identify the phylum which shows the following characteristics. Animals are exclusively marine, radially symmetrical and diploblastic. Body bear 8 external rows of ciliated completes which helps in locomotion. Digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. Reproduction only by sexual means. These are the characters which belongs to the phylum Ctenophora. Example, Pleurobrachia, Ctenoplana. So that correct option is D. Move to the next question. Ciliated epithelial cells are present in. Ciliated epithelial cell. Epithelial cells can be categorized into two types. If the epithelial cell is cuboidal or columnar, if their free surface bearing cilia, it will be termed as ciliated epithelium. So ciliated epithelium is present in bronchioles region. Here we have some option. Option A, kidney. Option B, intestine. Option C, blood vessel. And option D, bronchiole. Option A, kidney. Option B, intestine. Option C, blood vessels. Option D, bronchioles. So that bronchiole is the correct answer. The inner lining of bronchiole is lined by ciliated epithelium. Not only that region, the inner lining of fallopian tube is also lined by ciliated epithelium. Move to the next question. Which of the following statement is correct with reference to vacuole? Which of the following statement is correct with reference to vacuole? Vacuole, excretory vacuole, contractile vacuole, etc. It is associated, some vacuole is associated with storage, some vacuole is associated with elimination of substances from the cell towards outside. So it is a membrane bound and contains storage of proteins and lipids. It's a membrane bound, contain water and excretory substance. It lacks membrane and contain air. It lacks membrane and contain water and excretory substance. So vacuole, which of the following statement is correct? No. So it is the membrane bound cell organelle that contain water and excretory substances. Move to the next question. Exoskeleton of arthropod is made up of a unique complex polysaccharide is known as. You know that the exoskeleton of polysaccharide is made up of chitin. Chitin is a complex polysaccharide which is used to make the exoskeleton of arthropod. So we have how many options? Total 4 options are there. Hyaluronic acid, chitin. Option C is waxes. Option D is cellulose. So chitin is a complex polysaccharide which is used to make the exoskeleton of arthropods. Move to the next question. The term urea is refers to. The term urea is refers to accumulation of urea in blood. That is option A. Presence of glucose in urine. That is option B. Accumulation of uric acid in blood. That is option C. Accumulation of uric acid in kidney. That is option D. Here the disease name is uremia. Uremia means presence of urea in blood. Presence of urea in blood. That condition is called uremia. Get me? Move to the next question. The typical lub-dub sound heard during heartbeat are produced due to. The typical lub-dub sound heard during heartbeat are produced due to closure of seminal valve. That is option A. Closure of bicuspid tricuspid valve. That is option B. Closure of bicuspid tricuspid valve followed by seminal valve. That is option C. Opening of bicuspid tricuspid valve followed by seminal valve. You know, option B is the correct answer. Closure of bicuspid tricuspid valve. Option B. Closure of bicuspid tricuspid valve. Is it clear? Move to the next question. The functional unit of contraction of muscles. You know, mechanism of muscle contraction. The portion between two successive Z line is commonly known as sarcomere. The portion between two successive Z line is commonly known as sarcomere. That region is commonly known as the functional unit of muscle contraction. The portion of myofibril between two successive Z line. That is option A. The portion of myofibril between two successive M line and the center of the H zone, that is option C, and the center of I band, that is option D. So from this given option, option A is the correct answer. I already told you that a portion of myofibril between two successive Z line is the correct answer. Move to the next question, that is match the following. We have two columns, list 1, list 2, column number 1 having medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata is associated with respiration. The respiratory center is present in medulla oblongata, pons region, pneumotaxic center, chemosensitive area. Get me? Regulation of respiration. Pneumotaxic center is act as a moderator region. Then respiratory rhythm center, then chemosensitive area. All this region is present in pons region of medulla oblongata. Then hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is associated with maintenance of body temperature. Cerebral cortex. Cerebral cortex, you know, that is olfaction, you know, olfactory receptors, all receptor, you know, cerebral cortex, sensory region, cerebral cortex, olfaction, sensation of smell. Limbic system. Limbic system is also connected with body temperature. Hypothalamus is also connected with body temperature. Here we have temperature regulation is one of the function of hypothalamus. Then limbic system is also connected with hypothalamus. Hydra reproduce asexually by producing buds. When male and female gametes are morphologically distinct, the condition is known as male and female gametes are morphologically distinct, which means different. That condition is known as option A, homogametes. Homogametes means similar type of gametes. Here morphologically they are different. Heterogametes. Heterogametes means male and female gametes are morphologically different in shape. That is heterogamety. And hermaphrodites, that is not connected with this. The sexes are not separate. Sexual dimorphism. One is large and another one is small. Female is larger in size and male is smaller in size. Here gametes are different in their shape. That condition is called heterogamete. Then move to the next question. Which of the following hormone is not secreted by human placenta? Which of the following hormone is not secreted by the human placenta? Option A, progesterone. Progesterone is secreted by human placenta. You people know that. Then option B, human chorionic gonadotropin. This hormone is also secreted by placenta. Then option C, estrogen is secreted by placenta. Then what about LH? LH is a luteinizing hormone secreted from the pituitary gland. So here the answer is option D, that is LH. Next question. In human female, the endometrium of the uterus is consist of endometrium, perimetrium, myometrium. Uterus is made up of 3 layers. Outer layer is perimetrium, middle layer is myometrium, and inner glandular layer is called endometrium. You know that endometrium is made up of smooth muscle, glandular layer, adipose layer, cartilaginous layer. What I told you, the endometrium is a glandular layer. So that option B is the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer. If two primary spermatocyte and two primary oocyte undergo meiosis simultaneously, and what will be the ratio of spermatozoa and ova produced at the end of gametogenesis? How many? Two primary spermatocyte, two primary oocyte undergoes meiosis during meiosis 2n into n. Meiosis during the process of gametogenesis. What will be the ratio? 4:1. Option B is the correct answer. Next question. The government of India legalized MTP with some strict regulation in the year, that is 1971. That is 1971. Option C is the correct answer. 1971. Next question. The process in which small part of the vas deferens is removed and tie up through the small incision is called. Question number 41. The process in which small part of the vas deferens is removed and tied up through small incision is called. That is vasectomy. Direct answer. Vasectomy. Move to the next question. The principle of vaccination is based on which property of the immune system? Memory, specificity, diversity, plasticity. You know, that question is direct question. The principle of vaccination is based on the memory of the immune system. So that option A is the correct answer. Next question. Genome of HIV replicate in the macrophage with the help of an enzyme, reverse transcriptase enzyme. The genome of HIV, you know, double-stranded DNA is formed from a single-stranded RNA. Reverse transcription. Transcription. What is transcription? Formation of RNA from DNA. Here, formation of DNA from RNA. So that particular process is catalyzed by the enzymes. That enzymes are called reverse transcriptase. So that option C is the correct answer. Move to the next question. Morphine is obtained by the acetylation of heroin. Statement number 1. Statement number 2. Cannabinoids are known for their effect on cardiovascular system. So here morphine and heroin, both of them are different. So second statement, cannabinoids are known for their effect on cardiovascular system. Statement number 1 is incorrect. Statement number 2 is correct. So option C is the correct statement. Correct answer. Option C is the correct answer. Move to the next question. The chemical substance which are produced by some microbe which can kill or retard the growth of other microbe is known as option A, statin. Statin. Option B, streptokinase. Option C, cyclosporin. Option D, antibiotics. What are antibiotics? Antibiotics are the biochemical process synthesized by some group of microorganisms which is used to kill or retard the growth of other harmful microbes. So that option D is the correct answer. Which of the following protozoan parasite cause sleeping sickness? Sleeping sickness is a disease caused by Trypanosoma gambiens. Trypanosoma gambiens. It is a parasitic protozoan. Trypanosoma gambiens is a parasitic protozoans. Parasitic protozoans which cause a disease called sleeping sickness. We have 4 options: Entamoeba, Plasmodium, Trypanosoma, Leishmania. So, Trypanosoma gambiens is a parasite which causes a disease called sleeping sickness. Next question. There is a diagram. Which of the following phyla possess body cavity shown in the diagram below? Body cavity means coelom. The another name of body cavity means coelom. The animal, they devoid body cavity called as coelomate. The animal, they possess false body cavity, that is called pseudocoelomate. And the animal, they possess coelom, which is called coelomate. Here the diagram is given as pseudocoelom. Pseudocoelom is exhibited by the phylum Aschelminthus. Phylum Aschelminthus. Platyhelminthes is a coelomate Ash helminthes pseudocoelomate, and from Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata and Hemichordata. They possess true body cavity, hence they are called coelomate. Move to the next question. In amphibians and reptiles, the body temperature changes in corresponding to the external temperature. The organism which shows this kind of response is termed as regulators, partial regulators, conformers, and thermophiles. Amphibians and reptiles, their body temperature is changing corresponding to the external temperature. Amphibians and reptiles, body temperature is changes corresponding to the external temperature. These organisms are commonly known as osmoconformers. Osmoconformers. Identify the incorrect statement with reference to biocontrol agent. Identify the incorrect statement with reference to biocontrol agent. Option 1. They helps in increase in use of synthetic pesticide. They do not show any negative impact on cropland. They do not affect non-targeted pests. They are significant in treating ecologically sensitive area. Incorrect statement in biocontrol agent. Biocontrol means the unwanted pest, the unwanted insect which affecting our cropland will be used to remove by biocontrol agent. So they helps to increase in synthetic pesticide. Synthetic pesticide means that is chemical. It is not connected with biocontrol agent. Synthetic pesticide is not connected with biocontrol agent. So that first option is the correct answer. In Bougainvillea and cucurbita, the axillary bud is modified into. In Bougainvillea and cucurbita, the axillary bud is modified into thorn and tendril. Axillary bud. That question is came from the chapter evolution. Axillary bud is modified into thorn and tendril respectively. This is the best example of divergent evolution. One is thorn and another one is tendril. Both of them are axillary bud. One is modified for a defense, another one is modified for a support. So that it is the best example of divergent evolution. Divergent evolution. Next question. Identify the incorrect statement. Identify the incorrect statement. Pneumonia is a bacterial disease. HIV is transmitted by mosquito. Ringworm is a fungal disease. Cancer is a non-infectious disease. Answer is very easy. Incorrect. HIV is transmitted by mosquito bite. Move to the next question. A person shows symptoms like sneezing, water eyes, running nose, and difficulty in breathing on exposure to certain substance in air. Which type of antibody is produced during such condition? These are the symptoms of allergy. Immunoglobulin E is the antibody which is produced during allergy. When our body is exposed to allergen, immune cells will synthesize immunoglobulin E. Option 1 is the correct answer. Immunoglobulin E. Move to the next question. A man was suffering from mental illness like depression, insomnia, means sleep, abnormal sleeping, no sleep, can't sleep, mental illness, depression, and there is a disorder in sleeping cycle. So identify the drug which is normally used as a medicine, that is LSD, lysergic acid diethylamide. Move to the next question. What is the function of protein GALT food? We were already discussed that enable glucose transport into the cell. Enable glucose transport into the cell. In match the following part, I think twice time I explained it. Enable glucose transport into the cell. It acts as an enzyme. Function as an intercellular ground substance. That is wrong. That is collagen is a intercellular ground substance. Antibody, infectious agent. So option 1 is the correct answer. Move to the next question. Identify the enzyme that catalyzes this step labeled M. in the schematic representation and replication of retrovirus. We were already discussed that from RNA, DNA will be formed inside the macrophage during the reverse transcription process. That particular process is catalyzed by the enzyme reverse transcriptase. So, the M is labeled as reverse transcriptase enzyme. Reverse transcriptase enzyme. Next question. Indigestion of fat in humans may be an indication of, fat digestion is associated with bile pigments, emulsification process, etc. Bile pigments is secreted from the bile pigments, bile juice, etc. is secreted from the or secreted by liver. So, inflammation of liver may lead indigestion of fat. Inflammation of liver. Next question. Choose the correct statement from the following. Choose the correct statement from the following. Histamine, serotonin, heparin are secreted by basophil. Histamine, serotonin, heparin are secreted by basophil. That questions came from body fluids and circulation. That statement is correct. Histamine, serotonin, heparin are the biochemical substance secreted by the basophil cell. Their percentage is 0.5 to 1. A person with blood group AB can donate a person with blood group A. That is not possible. Erythroblastosis fetalis may result in fetus Rh negative and Rh positive. Rh positive, here fetus is Rh negative and mother is Rh positive. Erythroblastosis fetalis may result when fetus is Rh negative and mother is Rh positive. Atherosclerosis is often referred to as angina pectoris. No, that is wrong. Option 3 is also wrong. Option 2 is also wrong. Histamine, serotonin, heparin are the biochemical substance which is synthesized by basophil are the right answer. In blind spot of the human eye, rod and cone cells are absent. Blind spot are the region of retina, the particular region of retina in which rod cells and cone cells are absent. So, the answer is both cone and rod are absent. Option 1, only cones are absent. Option 2, rods are absent. Option 3, both cone and rods are absent. Option 4, both cones and rods are absent. I already told you that this is a region of retina in which both rod and cone cells are absent. Move to the next question. A boy after attaining sexual maturity shows muscular growth of facial and axillary hair, aggressiveness and low-pitched voice. These changes are attributed to dash hormone. Testosterone, option 1. Glucagon, option 2. Estrogen, option 3. Secretin, option 4. Answer is crystal clear. Testosterone is the hormone which helps in the development of secondary sexual character in boys during puberty period. Identify the odd one among the following disorder. Sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, phenylketonuria, hemophilia. Both of them are chromosomal disorder and Mendelian disorder. Sickle cell anemia, thalassemia and phenylketonuria, hemophilia. Genetic disorder is hemophilia. Sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, phenylketonuria, they are chromosomal disorders. Next question. From the chromosomal complements given below, identify the one which shows female heterogamity. In the case of human, male heterogamity. In the case of chick, female heterogamity. ZZ and ZW. You know here ZZ is male and ZW is female. Female heterogamity is present in chick. Get me? What about human being? XX is female and XY is male. Male heterogamity. Here female heterogamity. I think it's clear to you people. Shall we move to the next question? The method of natural contraception which require correct knowledge of menstrual cycle. The method of natural contraception which is required correct knowledge of menstrual cycle. That is option 1, lactational amenorrhea. Option 2, periodic abstinence. Option 3, coitus interruptus. Option 4, intrauterine devices. The method of natural conception which required correct knowledge of menstrual cycle is periodic abstinence.